It's terrible. It's like hell.
The week the heat refused to ease.
Does your flat get hot?
Oh, you can't say that thing.
We don't like anything, do we? We mourn when it's warm, we mourn when it rains, we mourn when it's cold. We just mourn, don't we?
Warnings stacked up. Yellow, amber, red, and temperatures climbed relentlessly.
London isn't just calling, it's cooking.
Schools shut, emergency services strained, and rail networks under pressure.
This is very much out of the ordinary. Our infrastructure is designed to go up to a certain temperature.
While many have struggled, others embraced the heat.
It's brilliant, it's lovely. Got a few drinks, a few nibbles, get fish and chips later, what's not to lie.
Storms through the night, searing heat by day.
Horrible. Not very nice, there's no shade, you've got no let up. You see it out here, it's baking.
Across Europe, the consequences turned deadly. And in the UK, a temperature record that stood for half a century is broken.
That is the highest temperature ever recorded for June.
It looks like we've broken another record just last night, breaking records all the time.
It was boiling point, the week of extreme heat. Sunday, the 21st of June 2026, the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. A searing heatwave is gripping Europe, with temperatures set to exceed 40 degrees in places.
The queues for the water fountains are just so long. We're going to be spending more time in the shade, I think, to get through this next week.
Closer to home, the Met Office extends an amber warning for parts of the UK on Monday and Tuesday.
I suspect it's going to be a busy old week in terms of the weather. Extreme heat, both by day and night.
Temperatures are forecast to climb to the mid-30s by midweek, on track to beat the all-time June record of 35.6 degrees Celsius, set in 1976.
How are you enjoying the sun today?
All right.
I see you're wearing a sweater. Aren't you terribly hot?
Well, I got my braces on, that's why.
Got any special tips for keeping cool in this weather?
Yes, keep your mind cool. If you keep on telling yourself over and over again how hot it is and how terrible it is, you get hotter and hotter and hotter.
Well, we got a wedding this weekend, and I hope it's not hot like this, because I think we'll all pass out.
It was a summer of heat and sunshine, but it also brought drought, wildfires and soaring food prices as crops failed.
Water for a cup of tea, to flush the loo, or to wash the baby's nappies. It all had to come from a tap in the street.
35.6 degrees is the record that has stood for decades until now. On Monday morning, the Met Office issues a rare red weather warning, only the second time it has done so for extreme heat. It's the most severe level of alert, indicating dangerous weather is expected with a high likelihood of risk to life.
We've seen lots of records broken this year, and this really demonstrates how our climate is changing right now. We've often thought of climate change as something for the future, but these records and their keep being broken just demonstrates that it's really happening now.
Since the 1980s, the UK has been warming at about 0.25 Celsius per decade, according to the Met Office, and the hot days are getting hotter.
The impacts from those temperatures on our health, on our wildlife, and on our infrastructure are already more severe than those we experienced in 1976. So, every time we see a heat wave, we see hospitals overwhelmed with elderly people, we see wildlife suffering, and we also see trains breaking down. We see electricity generation stopping sometimes, and vulnerable people suffering as a result.
The warning brings parts of the country to a halt as schools are closed and trains are cancelled.
I think UK heat
is something different to the rest of the world. So 36 degrees is going to be disgusting. We sailed from Germany and then we've come here, and they told me that, hey, you got to brace for the weather. It might rain sometime. You might need to have a jacket. And I come here and it's like I feel like I'm back in India right now.
The Met Office warns that this heat could impact everyone, not just those most at risk. As temperatures rise, the body can struggle to cope, leading to heat exhaustion and, in severe cases, life-threatening heat stroke. At a special educational needs school in Bedford, pupils are already feeling the effects.
For some pupils, it might have an increase in epilepsy. We have some pupils who can't regulate the temperature. We have some pupils that might become more dysregulated.
The elderly are also at risk.
They can become dehydrated very quickly. They can lose balance. They can be more confused, particularly with those people with dementia.
As the heat builds, the threat is growing. Overnight into Tuesday, intense storms break out. More than 29,000 flashes of lightning are recorded across southern England. In Bristol, one home is struck, sparking a fire.
It was terrifying, actually. We were sat with our bifold doors open, just overlooking the house that got burnt, and we were watching the storm and listening to the rain, and it was relaxing and beautiful. And then we saw it, the bolt of lightning came out of the sky. We thought it had hit our tree. We felt it go up our legs. We were in shock. It was this explosion like a bomb going off.
By morning, England and Wales brace for another day of extreme heat.
What's going to make this week's high temperatures particularly difficult to deal with is the amount of humidity that's coming with it, because the more moisture there is in the air, the harder it is to cool down by sweating.
Well, I've come out a little bit earlier than normally would with Charlie. Yeah, it's you can't take him out in the middle of the day, can you? He's got to get back and get in the cool.
So we normally can take them out about 4 o'clock. No, not in this. And we've got to learn to cope with it. Same when it's the opposite, you know, and you just adapt to what you've got. And it's thinking about these mainly, and because they've got their fur coats on.
People are finding respite from the heat in any way they can.
It's a bit too much for me. I'm going to stay inside mostly, which feels like a bit of a sad thing to say, but yeah, it's a bit too hot for me. So keeping cool in the shade.
I think we wait all year for some sun, so we should stop complaining, right? I find it quite unbearable, and I think it is a sign of climate change, and I just think that London is not a city that's meant to be hot.
The weather's really hot, but ultimately it's not good for a lot of people, and I think we need to be more aware. It looks like we're all having fun here, but there's lots of people living in homes which are overheating. They've got health problems. I know it sounds a bit negative. I love the sunshine, but for many people it's an absolute nightmare.
Are you breathing normally? Is your breathing normal for you at the moment?
When it reaches midday, services are already feeling the strain. London Ambulance Service says it's taking 7,000 calls a day, almost 50% higher than average, and expects that number to rise.
The heat causes patients with an underlying medical condition, particularly those patients with heart conditions or underlying respiratory illness. You know, that will get exacerbated in the heat, and we will be responding to those patients.
As it gets hotter, more than 300 schools announced they'll be partially closing throughout the week.
It can be really hard, like, especially when it gets really warm and the classrooms don't have any, like, air conditioning. It can just be really difficult, especially trying to learn and trying to comprehend.
It's really tiring. Everybody's just wanting a drink. Nobody's like trying to get involved with the lesson, and I think it just also makes it hard for the teachers.
It's really tiring and draining overall, because obviously the heat, it's like quite humid overall, so you're always sweaty, you're always like just not really focused.
The UK's largest rail operator, Govia Thameslink, urges people not to travel unless it's absolutely necessary.
This is very much out of the ordinary. Our infrastructure is designed to go up to a certain temperature. I think it's fair to say we've got so many different infrastructure assets out on the network, and 99% of them will run absolutely fine, but we will have some failures, no doubt, over the next few days.
The worst affected areas begin opening designated cool spaces.
Does your flat get hot?
Oh, you can't say that thing.
It literally is a chilling space. Chilling for your mind and chilling for yourself.
Walking from out there to here was just a relief. Especially with half of us that are like menopausal, it was a relief. If you have that and you have heat, it's not good to be around us. Yeah.
Further north, including here in Lytham, some people are choosing to make the most of the sunshine.
Our mansion in Barbados is being refurbished, therefore we thought we'd come here for a couple of hours, you know.
It's brilliant, it's lovely, you know, got a few drinks, a few nibbles, get fish and chips later, what's not to like?
I love it,
with
yeah.
The breeze, with the sea breeze, it's beautiful, yeah.
Northern Ireland's all-time record is set to be broken later in the week, and Scotland's already feeling it.
Yes, it's been a very warm day of weather across much of the country. Indeed, it's Scotland's warmest day of the year so far, a top temperature of 29 Celsius at Dyce, Aberdeen.
The highest temperature of the day was 34.6 degrees Celsius at Wisley in Surrey. Over in mainland Europe, unprecedented temperatures are reached. In France, at least 40 people drown while swimming in unsupervised areas. Back at home, water poses just as much of a threat.
Our particular concerns are people heading to inland waters, where the water can be a little bit colder, and there's often submerged hidden objects under the water, hidden currents. Getting in and out of rivers and lakes and quarries can be very, very difficult.
Wednesday brings the first day of the red weather warning.
Temperatures are around 21 degrees, 6 in the morning. Let's just let that sink in. Quite widely across the central southern parts of England, temperatures still above 20 Celsius. We could see the overnight minimum temperature for June broken over the next few days. And today we are likely to see the daytime record broken as well, which currently stands at 35.6 Celsius. We got close yesterday. Today we will definitely do it. Here in the southwest and across the West Midlands, could get even warmer through tomorrow.
As the country wakes, part of the nation's infrastructure is already struggling, with rail operators again urging people not to travel unless absolutely necessary.
Why is the UK just not built for extreme weather? The reality is that the average summer temperature here is just about 16 degrees Celsius. We're building for those conditions instead. But the future is going to be much hotter and much wetter. Large parts of our train network run on electricity, and power lines sag in high temperatures. So that can mean trains get cancelled. We've also built our towns and cities with lots of rock and concrete. It absorbs the heat and then radiates it back out, making that heat even more unbearable. We're also building lots of shiny new apartments with lots of glass, which traps the heat, just like a greenhouse. But only about 5% of homes in the UK have air conditioning. All this means is that we haven't so far adapted our lives to extreme heats in the way other countries have, meaning most of us are still going to work and to school during the middle of the day, when the weather is hottest. In Spain and Greece, heavy manual work is suspended at this time. In Gulf states, schools start earlier and finish earlier in the day.
But many of those workers have no choice but to go in.
Looking at the train board, there's a fair few services cancelled, including my usual train. Where are you trying to get to?
I'm trying to get Farringdon.
What's your reaction looking at that train board?
Going to be late for work.
Where are you travelling today, Emma?
Just into St Pancras.
Why are you going to London?
I have to be in the office still. We have work events as well. So even despite the weather, I still need to go to the office.
And for those working outdoors, the heat can be relentless.
Horrible. It's not very nice. There's no shade. You've got no let up. Yeah, you can see it out here. It's baking.
And are you taking any precautions to manage the conditions?
Just drink water. That's all you can do, really.
I remember a couple of years ago it were bad then, and then it wasn't too bad last year because it didn't seem to last very long. But this year, yeah, and it lasts for a week and then it goes for a couple of months. So you sort of forget about it, but when it's here, yeah, you do know about it.
I've got hot gear on, I can't wear shorts and that. People say like it is too hot, you know, but you just got to get on with it. We're lucky really because the council, they provide hats, you know, and sun cream as well.
By 11 a.m, the red warning is extended and there are new amber and yellow warnings going into the weekend. All the decisions behind these warnings are made at the Met Office headquarters in Exeter.
Of course, the meteorologists here in the Operations Centre are really busy at the moment. They are all working 24/7 and they're watching the weather all the time. They're watching the view from space, so you can see the satellite image behind me. They can see where the skies are clear, where any cloud is bubbling up, and of course that'll affect just how high the temperature gets. And it shows us that there are some thunderstorms on the way as well. Now, they've got a network of hundreds of weather observing sites across the UK, and they're drawing in thousands of observations constantly, so just watching those temperatures ticking up through the course of the day. And of course, they're also responsible for issuing the warnings to the public as well. And joining me is Helen Roberts. Now, Helen, you're a socio-meteorologist here at the Met Office, so you're interested in the impact of this kind of extreme weather on people and society. So what are the sort of things you look at when you issue warnings?
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the impact, really, for our weather warnings rather than being threshold-based. So we're interested in the impacts on people, and of course, during this type of heat events, it can really impact people's health.
The heat couldn't even stay out of Prime Minister's questions.
Today is the hottest June day ever on record. Extreme heat and flooding are becoming more normal, and the government need to stay ahead of this.
Well, thank you for a question, and it's clear that severe heat waves are evidence that climate change is impacting our country. We're making our country more resilient for the future by modernising building regulations so homes are cooler and better ventilated, building 9 new reservoirs to protect water supplies, and investing record amounts in flood defences and sustainable farming.
Grace, if you want to step on the treadmill.
Dr. Neil Maxwell studies how man-made climate change affects the human body.
This is going to affect everyone, and it's going to affect everyone now. We've got to start getting used to and behaviourally changing to a warming environment. This heat wave appears to be the most humid heat wave that has occurred thus far. The challenge that that's going to face is for people, when the humidity is high, it's harder for people to dissipate the heat.
Around 1,000 schools in England and Wales partially or fully shut their doors, and even Greggs closes 11 shops due to the baking temperatures. By the afternoon, the moment comes. Temperatures surge as Gosport in Hampshire hits 36.1 degrees Celsius, half a degree hotter than the June 1976 record. For a few hours, this coastal English town is hotter than Jamaica, Costa Rica and Madagascar.
People often say to me, listen, we've always had hot days, we've always had heat waves. Why do you make such a thing about these tumbling temperature records? And the reason is this: those records are happening in a changing world. Take a look at this graph. Now, this is probably familiar to most people watching. This is the graph of global temperatures since the Industrial Revolution. We can see fairly stable until about the 1970s, when it begins to rise steeply. Temperatures now are around 1.4 degrees Celsius higher than they were in that pre-industrial world, and that is the world in which these heat waves form.
On the M25, the heat turns a crash into a crisis. Drivers are trapped for hours in gridlock as people fall ill in their cars, with emergency crews struggling to reach them. More than 10 people are hospitalised. Heatwave emergencies keep coming. In Hampshire, a major rescue operation is launched after a 15-year-old boy goes missing while swimming at a nature reserve. And in Portsmouth, Queen Alexandra Hospital declares a critical incident when a cooling system supporting vital infrastructure fails. By nightfall, the heat still clings. Another roasting night on the way.
Everyone is probably aware that if it's too hot at night, it's harder to fall asleep and you're more likely to wake up during the night. And we have an internal rhythm in temperature, which involves or necessitates a drop in our core body temperature. And this happens in normal circumstances every 24 hours. And as our core body temperature drops, the steep decline is really what prompts the onset of sleep. So if you are in an ambient environment which is too hot to allow this loss of temperature, which we usually achieve by sending more blood flow to the extremities so we lose heat, if that doesn't happen, it's going to interfere with that falling asleep process.
Thursday, and it's day 2 of the red weather alert, and it looks like it could be even hotter than Wednesday.
We've provisionally had our warmest June night on record as well, with temperatures above 23.5 Celsius in Cardiff overnight. And today we could break the daytime record yet again.
The Met Office extends the red heat warning into Friday, while South East Water introduces a hosepipe ban in Kent.
We've got a dog, we can't walk in this weather obviously, and it's just a nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah. It's so essential for us to have water now. You know, all the warnings, make sure you drink plenty, and for health reasons as well, you know, keeping clean. I think it's absolutely crucial that we do have water.
We are seeing temperatures which are breaking records on a regular basis now, unfortunately. We are having to adapt to that and take this action, which is regrettable, but it's the right thing to ensure that we've got enough water for customers, as well as the long-term planning and investment that is necessary so that in future we're not having to implement a ban on a regular basis.
The heat is also producing some unseasonable sightings on the roads.
Is it me or am I going mad? Hottest day of the year, being held up by these two bad boys.
It's going to be a really hot day in the Borders, so we're preparing in a number of ways. The bin crews have been out early today to avoid the worst heat of the day. We also have the gritters out who are providing a fine layer of sand onto the roads to prevent the melting of the tar, because what we're seeing is ambient road temperatures at the height of the heat up in the 40s, and that causes the tar on the roads to melt. So if you see the gritters, it's not the council being daft, it's us actually trying to protect the road surface.
At lunchtime, 6 NHS trusts declare critical incidents because of the heatwave. In the capital, London Ambulance Service said it recorded the highest number of life-threatening emergencies in its history within a single day, responding to a record 642 Category 1 calls on Wednesday alone.
We've seen a 50% increase in the number of calls categorised as immediately life-threatening. So it's exceptionally busy, and of course the rare red extreme weather warning we've seen is the main driver for that.
In these temperatures, the body struggles to cool itself, so the simplest advice is often the most effective. Stay hydrated, stay in the shade, and keep your home as cool as you can. But it's also vital to know the warning signs of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Look out for headaches, nausea, dizziness, fast breathing, or cramps. If someone stops sweating, becomes confused, or their temperature rises above 40 degrees, that's heat stroke and it's a medical emergency. Call 999 immediately.
For many who live in high-rise buildings, this weather can be even more of a struggle. This family lives on a 13th floor flat in Southampton.
It's just being stuck in here with 4 children as well. It's just not, it's not ideal. Ideally, I'd like a garden.
How would you summarise this heat wave for you and your family here?
Unbearable. Yeah, very unbearable. I mean, I like the heat, but this is too extreme.
Others were taking the opportunity to head to the beach, like here in Brighton, to lap up the sunshine.
The June temperature has once again been broken, with a high of 36.7 Celsius in Merrifield in Somerset.
Many areas of England and Wales have a tropical night, where temperatures don't fall below 20 degrees Celsius, with thunderstorms hitting some towns. And those hot nights can be a struggle with young children. Ophelia is almost 6 weeks old and her parents are doing everything they can to keep her cool.
There was the first heat wave that came after she was born. That had me in a bit of a meltdown because I was like, oh my God, like,
yeah, I
is
think
she
as a
going to be
new
all
parent,
right?
you become very paranoid and anxious, especially with the heat, because you hear like horror stories and you get
Yeah.
lots of warnings and things like that.
She's been sleeping well. Once we know what the temperature is, it's making sure like she's not wearing too many layers as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we're very good at preparing in advance, like looking at the weather app and thinking, like, tomorrow we need to prepare, or even prepare like the night before. Like I said, like Steve will get everything ready just to make sure the house is as cool as possible.
Friday, and it's yet another day of record heat. Firefighters in Derbyshire continue to tackle a wildfire that began on Wednesday. The local fire services say the affected area covers 22 hectares. While weather warnings remain in place, respite from the extreme heat of this UK heatwave is expected in the coming days. But with a warming climate, weeks like this will become more likely. For many, the summer sunshine means a chance to enjoy the outside. But beneath the warmth lies questions about our world's rising temperatures that we can no longer ignore. And as Europe swelters, this moment asks us not only how we endure the heat, but how we choose to shape what comes next.